Long ago, in a time when the seas were vast, untamed mysteries, there whispered a legend among sailors, a tale of beauty, danger, and heartbreak. It was the story of the Sirens, enchanting creatures of the deep, whose songs could shatter the resolve of even the bravest mariners. It is said that the Sirens dwelled on an island cloaked in mist, where the waves whispered secrets to the shore and the air shimmered with an otherworldly glow. Their voices, as soft as a lover's caress yet as powerful as a storm, carried across the ocean. They sang not just words, but dreams and desires, weaving a melody so irresistible that it lured men to their doom. Our story begins with Captain Elias Drake, a seasoned sailor with a heart as restless as the sea. He was a man of conviction, known for his loyalty to his crew and his obsession with unraveling the mysteries of the world. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the sky in hues of gold and crimson, Elias's ship, the Northwind, sailed into uncharted waters. The crew spoke in hushed tones, their voices tinged with both excitement and unease. The legend of the Sirens lingered in their minds like a shadow. That night, under a canopy of stars, the first notes of the Sirens' song drifted across the waves. It was a haunting, ethereal melody that seemed to rise from the depths themselves. The crew froze, their eyes glazing over as if caught in a trance. Elias felt it too, an ache deep within his chest, as though the song was pulling at the very strings of his soul. But he was no ordinary man. Summoning every ounce of willpower, he resisted the lure and ordered his men to do the same. "Plug your ears," he commanded, his voice cutting through the haze. "Do not listen. No matter how sweet it sounds, it is a trick." But the song was relentless, and one by one, the men succumbed. They leaned over the rails, their eyes fixed on the horizon where the faint outline of an island emerged. Desperate to save them, Elias tied himself to the ship's mast and steered the vessel away from the pull of the Sirens. Yet, even as he fought against their enchantment, his heart stirred with a longing he couldn't explain. As dawn broke, the island's full beauty was revealed. Lush greenery spilled over cliffs that plunged into turquoise waters, and on the shore stood the Sirens. They were unlike anything Elias had imagined, not monstrous, but heartbreakingly beautiful. Their eyes glistened like dew-kissed petals, and their laughter danced on the wind like the chiming of bells. Among them was one who stood apart, her gaze meeting Elias's across the distance. Her name was Lyra, the siren who had once been human. Cursed by the sea for a love that defied the gods, she sang not to harm, but to share her sorrow, hoping that one day someone might understand her plight. When her eyes locked with Elias's, something shifted. For the first time in centuries, Lyra's song faltered. Driven by an inexplicable connection, Elias's ship found itself drawn to the island despite his efforts. When he stepped ashore, the world seemed to hold its breath. Lyra approached him cautiously, her voice trembling as she spoke. "Why have you come?" she asked, her tone both wary and wistful. "I had no choice," Elias replied. "Your song, it called to something inside me." For days, Elias remained on the island, learning of Lyra's curse and the pain that bound her to the Sirens. She told him of her love, a sailor who had perished in a storm, and the wrath of the sea god who had transformed her into what she now was. In turn, Elias shared his own stories, of the adventures that had shaped him, and the emptiness that had driven him to seek the unknown. They walked together along the island's shores, their conversation stretching into the nights as the moon bathed the sea in silver light. Lyra showed him the hidden coves where pearls glowed softly under the water, and Elias shared tales of distant lands and treasures beyond imagination. Their bond grew, and with it, a glimmer of hope. Lyra revealed that the curse could only be broken by a sacrifice, a life freely given out of love. Elias, despite knowing the cost, offered his own. But Lyra refused, her heart breaking anew at the thought of condemning another to her fate. "There must be another way," she pleaded, her voice trembling like a fragile thread in the wind. Each night, As Elias drifted to sleep under the stars, Lyra would sing softly, her voice carrying not the enchantment of the Sirens but the raw, unfiltered essence of her sorrow and yearning. The melody wove itself into Elias's dreams, painting vivid images of a life they could never have but desperately wished for. The island's beauty, once mesmerizing, now felt like a gilded cage, its serenity marred by the weight of Lyra's despair. In the end, it was neither sacrifice nor magic that broke the curse, but love itself. As Elias's crew, now freed from the Siren's spell, came to rescue him, Lyra made a choice. She sang one final song, a melody so pure and selfless that it shattered the bonds of the curse. The island dissolved into mist, the Sirens vanished, and Lyra became human once more. As the Northwind sailed away, Elias and Lyra stood together on the deck, watching the horizon. The legend of the Sirens became a story of redemption, a tale passed down through generations. And though the sea remained wild and untamed, it now carried a song of hope, a melody that whispered not of despair, but of the power of love to conquer even the darkest of fates. Dear viewers, please engage with us by leaving objective feedback in the comments and suggesting topics you'd like to learn more about. And, of course, show your support by subscribing to the channel. Have an amazing day.